Hi guys, good morning. I know it's kind of dark. The sun hasn't come up yet. It's warm out today. It's 70 degrees in Texas here. The weather's been really nice, but a lot of allergies and stuff blowing around. I'm kind of hoping it'll cool off a little bit more, but overall it's been really nice. I just want to make a little video because I've been watching a lot of the stuff that's going on. Don't I don't watch the news. Basically, I look at Twitter and I follow a lot of people on there and I get a lot of information. It's amazing how much information I get actually. Um, for example, so Nancy Pelosi gave this basically talking about invoking the 25th Amendment, and she had a mask on that had oranges on it. And there's these anons, these people do this research. I mean, they pick up on all the symbolism, right? So the oranges are symbolic for death. So in the movie The Godfather, every scene that had oranges in it, something happened. And you can go back and look at stuff if you want. It might pop up on your own feeds and stuff. But The Godfather had a scene where Don Corleone goes to buy some oranges and he gets shot and drops the oranges all over. And then when he dies at the end, he puts an orange in his mouth and he's making faces to his grandson and he falls over and has a heart attack. And there's other instances where oranges are significant. Well, anyway, so basically, I believe that the COVID attack, quote unquote, because I think it was an attack on President Trump and his staffers and everyone. I believe that it was actually an assassination attempt, and it seems ridiculous and stupid that they would use COVID to try to take him out because it's been proven to be completely not what they said. I guess the death rate for the COVID is the same as the flu, the seasonal flu. And so it was a total bust, right? I mean, COVID's been a bust from the beginning. As I've said a couple of times before, COVID was supposed to be much more deadly than it was. And, I sit there and I go, why would these people persist with something that's obviously not going to work? Now they're going to try to invoke the 25th Amendment, which basically is where you declare that the president is unfit to serve. Like if he had a stroke or he had Alzheimer's or something like that, they would be able to come in and say, okay, legally, it kind of like having a person committed, I guess. It makes sense, it protects the country because you don't want an incapacitated leader. But they're trying to use it. They're weaponizing it like they did with the impeachment. They didn't have anything. They knew they didn't have anything, but they played the whole thing through like they really had something. And this is what, it reminded me of something that Panditji said once. He's the Art of Living. He was a follower of Maharishi, real high up level, and he started his own movement called the Art of Living. And I did it for a while. And he said one time in a talk, he said, evil exists, because someone was asking him about, does evil really exist and blah, blah, blah. And he said, yes, evil exists, but it's not very smart. And I've always kept that in my mind and we're getting to see it play out right now. We're getting to see how not smart they are. And then you go, okay, well, how is that possible that they could not be smart? I mean, these people have access to a lot of information. They have access to a lot of secret knowledge, secret esoteric um, information, ancient wisdoms. Okay, but what they don't have is connection to the divine. They don't have connection to source, and it's kind of like when the Model T car came out, it was cutting edge. I mean, this thing was it was amazing. It was I'm sure to the people who witnessed it when it first came out, they were absolutely blown away. Or, the Wright brothers, the first airplane, the fact that it could fly, people probably were like, oh my God, that's amazing, right? I mean, they couldn't even contemplate that people would be able to fly around. And, but now we look at that and we go, oh my God, that's so old. I mean, you would never get in a Model T and drive down the freeway in that thing. You'd get run over. It'd be dangerous. And these So that's basically what's going on with these dark forces is they are using, they're using, it was cutting edge technology, but it's not anymore. And the the next technological leap will be a spiritual technological leap. It's going to be spirit driven. So when you connect to source, you connect to source energy, it's like a wellspring of knowledge, and it makes the old new, it makes the new old. It has the, this godly energy has the ability to do anything. Um, it can create miracles. It can enlighten you. It can show you, you know, um, things that are blocking you. It will lead you out of the darkness. It will lead you out. And I've said it a million times, but these, spiritual paths were not meant to be things in and of themselves. Okay, they are just a map. It's a road map out of this Maya, out of this illusion. They talk about, the ancient sages and the people who have a lot of wisdom are always talking about Maya, illusion, and that the world is just Maya. It's just illusion, and they're basically giving us a roadmap out of that. It's just a matter of deprogramming. Okay, it's a matter of recognizing your programming and letting the programming go. I follow a lot of people, and there's really amazing people out there. I mean, they have so much information, and you could actually, you could use, I look at all of those people as, guides. They're guiding us. They're giving us wisdom. They're guiding us. But I mean, it would be, it's always nice to have one that you really trust, like you trust all the way. And I think that's really where, you know, something like Sahaj Marg comes in, because these masters, these guides have been vetted to the highest level. And what I mean by that is they've been opened to that highest energy, the highest level of love. And there's no, I guess there's no ability, there's no, everyone's fallible. Don't get me wrong. And I believe on even like I say with Calmlish and Heartfulness, they're always pushing kind of this plant based and all this stuff. And like I've said in the previous videos, I don't necessarily agree with it, because I was sick and I healed myself by eating meat. And so I don't agree with that 100%. But on a spiritual level, I believe that they know and they're able to guide us. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying Calmish is wrong, but I'm just saying that these are manipulation tools. They can be used as manipulation tools. It's just like modern religion. Modern religion when it sparked, when it first came into like a social construct, it was probably very pure and very connected to source, and was a path to truth, very clear path. And it set out, it set out a very stable path to follow, and it became corrupted, just like everything else here in the 3D, in this Maya realm. Everything becomes corrupted at some point. So I'm not saying that heartfulness couldn't become corrupted, because I think it could. And I think it probably will be at one point. I hope not. I would hope that it would not be corrupted. But the bottom line is, the reason I'm saying this is because we have to rely on our connection to source. Our experience is what matters. It doesn't matter what someone tells us. It could be someone we admire immensely, but if we don't experience it ourselves, it really doesn't matter at all. I mean, we could have, you know, all the trust and all the faith in the world in someone or something, but at some point it's going to break down. It's going to destabilize that it's going to start getting darkness creeping into it, because that's the nature of this reality. That's why it's so important to have a sense of detachment, because detachment is what gives us the freedom to step back into this higher energy, this higher level, this love, this light, whatever you want to call it. And this is what is being offered by these legitimate, systems, these legitimate pathways. And like I said, there's different things for different people, because we're not all at the same point in the journey. We're not all, some of us are out in the country and we've got to take the bus, and then we've got to take, a taxi, and then we've got to get, on an airplane. And other people, maybe they got to get on a boat. They got to take a boat. They got to, get on a boat first, or whatever. Not everyone is in the same place on their journey. It's different for everyone, and that's it. That's why we can't judge someone else's path. It doesn't matter. Their path has absolutely nothing to do with us. It's completely irrelevant. It's just going to slow us down even thinking about that. We can be supportive for each other. And it's funny how I work at the hospital, and there's there's literally hundreds of employees that I know by name. And out of all those hundreds of people, all those people, maybe two people, three people that I really like enough to trust, like to tell them, you know, personal things or be on a personal level with them. It's just, there's just not that many people that you can connect with like that. And even then, even then, you don't really know for sure, you know? You don't really know for sure if those people are trustworthy and stuff. So I guess my point is that it's better to have the personal connection to God, the personal connection to Source over everything else, because that's what's going to pull you through. And this is this all this politics stuff. I don't even consider it to be politics. They're playing out a movie right now. We're watching a movie, and the um, the light forces have already won, or we would not be seeing this level of exposure. If the light forces had not won, we would not be seeing this. It wouldn't be happening. So I look at it like it's already over. It's just a matter of, it's the cleanup, like we said before.